This podcast has been made so that we can talk to educators, talk to teachers out there all over the world. But as per now, we are living in Belgium and we shall be talking to different teachers around Belgium, what they think about education. Yeah, uh, right next to me is our guest for today. Okecho Samuel is my name. I'm the host for today. Yeah, I will give this opportunity to my guest to introduce
Thank you.
himself to us.
Thank you very much, Samuel. My name is Ingvar Stahl, and I'm coming from Finland with well background of teacher, researcher, and in general educator. I was working with education. Uh, yeah, 45, 46 years already, and I'm professional teacher in math and physics and science. Uh, of course, okay, so this idea with the podcast is very, very, very good because we can try to find and compare educational systems and compare and find something best best practice of teachers around the world. And I think yeah, we can we can start with okay, so exactly okay, so to find the best practice around the world. Uh, this part of pedagogy nowadays called actually comparative pedagogy. Okay, so it's comparison. Generally, people don't like, okay, so teachers don't like to compare. So because they think, okay, so everybody thinks that it's good enough. Okay, so in teaching and so on. But for already 15 or 20 years, there is a new trend in educational research and science is comparative pedagogy, called comparative pedagogy. It means we compare educational system, we compare outcomes, and we discuss actually about uh, goals of education. Okay, so but nowadays, okay, so here, not only here in Belgium, okay, so in Germany, in yeah, other European Union countries and outside,
Yeah.
uh, all educators discuss of politicians, okay, so discuss about uh, how many chairs you need in schools, okay, so pulpits or tables, how many teachers, okay, so we need, and well, there is a lack of teachers and so on.
Yeah.
But no one discuss actually the goal of education, okay, so you must go back to this, okay, so what is the goal, nowadays goal? Okay, and it was exactly what was done in, for example, in Finland, Norway, Denmark, and it's Estonia. It's always okay. So people and politicians and the Ministry of Education goes to this level of what is the goal of education nowadays. Okay, so because otherwise it's stagnation of educational system, and we see around the world. Okay, so what happens?
Yeah. So if I'm to ask you, what inspired you to become an educator?
Oh, it was a long time ago, very long time ago, and well, um, I think it's more my teachers. Okay, so I was dreaming to be physicist. Okay, so scientist, not teacher, not educator at all. Okay, so but then when I attended or started my studies at the university for master degree in science. Uh, well, it was quite interesting to see how different we were. Okay, so in terms of knowledge, basic knowledge from the upper secondary school. Okay, so we were absolutely different. Okay, some things. Okay, so what I never heard from my teachers, but others heard in other schools, and that was perhaps triggering. Okay, so in my brain, why it's so, why it's so. It should be okay. So in every school, quite high quality of education. But anyway, I was only one. Okay, so at the university in my group. Okay, so of students for physics, only one who started. My choice was pedagogical studies as well, but it was very, very, very secretly done. Okay, so
So that
because
means by that time pedagogical
yeah,
was already.
yeah. Well, when I came to the university, I knew that I want to do this. Okay, so and it's my teachers. Okay, so they affected me a lot. And then okay, so it was not popular actually. Okay, so you are on a university degree studies and now you are a little bit crazy. You choose a pedagogue to become a teacher. Okay, so from from a high level of science, okay, theoretical physics, brainy man, and now okay, so a little bit okay, so stupid. Okay, so to go to school and yeah, to work there with very 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 crazy kids. Okay, but anyway, okay, so I started as well with the research. Okay, so I was reading a lot thanks to ability to speak in 9 languages. Okay, so it was possible to compare a lot.
Which
Okay,
languages do you
oh,
speak?
it's a lot. It's a lot. Okay, so uh, well, nine. Okay, so but yes, of course, I'm well actually a Swedish speaking. Okay, so person. Uh, yeah, but anyway, uh, uh, we little bit continue because if you have a different possibility to read and understand different languages, my subject was as well. The curiosity was in pedagogy. I started to read. Okay, so what are the researchers and teachers writing about? Okay, so practice in the classroom from different countries, and that was very 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 important. Okay, so trigger in my brain. Okay, so now I am teacher, I should try. Okay, so I started to compare already. Okay, so but uh, I was classical teacher. Okay, so it was classical teacher, but the duration of to be classical it was 4 months. 4 months of my first year as a teacher. Okay, so it's well affected my educational philosophy, my approach to the classroom. Absolutely. Uh, well, it was 180 degrees turn. Okay, so because to be dominant in the classroom and well to guide students. Okay, so to have a discipline. Yes, of course, I had never had okay, so any problems with the discipline in classroom. Okay, but first thing what I understood. Okay, so that my teaching as a classical, okay, so like a teacher centered, okay, so person, uh, do not guarantee that they learn something. So because first test shows okay that they don't learn anything.
So what are some of those strategies you have found most effective in engaging students?
I will come to that. Okay, so I will come to that. Well, because first it was understanding that it's something wrong. Okay, so something wrong because I have okay so. Uh, 100 hours okay spent it for creating of content, how to teach elaborations and so on, but I saw that students curiosity disappeared. Okay, so they don't have curiosity toward physics, for example, fundamental actually. Okay, so for understanding how world is working. So uh, I think the first okay, so alarm in my brain. Okay, so they are not curious at all. Uh, they perhaps have waiting for entertainment from my side. Okay, so jumping or doing boom experiments and so on. But outcome of learning. Okay, so it was uh, very little. Okay, so and that was my uh, huge, okay, so I would say frustration about that. Okay, so I am teacher and I teach. Okay, so but they don't learn anything. Okay, so well, not learn something, but not okay, so good as I expected. So and that's the reason why it started to change. Okay, so in my mind mindset. Okay, so what I had before. Okay, so like a classical teacher, and then I tried. Okay, step by step to do something new. Okay, so for the well, number one, I understood that learning is not up to me as a teacher. Learning is a student's
Students,
activity. Okay.
students should get involved in
Yeah,
their learning process.
absolutely. Okay, I agree with you. Okay, so the I know already this topic. Okay, so but to stand in front of the whiteboard or blackboard, whatever. Okay, so with a chalk and repeat the same thing. Okay, so from year to year to year, it's actually okay. So a little bit reminds me schizophrenia. Okay, so you are talking. It's diagnosis. You are talking for yourself. Okay, so without any okay, so effect.
Yeah,
Okay, so but anyway, that was first kick. Okay, so to change. And then I was interested a lot about okay, so student-centered facilitation, okay, so of something or work according to the in collaborative okay way with the students to be curious what they know, what they do, okay, so what new technologies they use because yeah during my time okay so it wasn't smartphone well we had discussions about another thing okay
yeah.
so do we write with a pen ball pens or pencils okay so this is okay so was crazy exactly as with the smartphones nowadays okay so absolutely the same okay so I'm so sorry okay so it's
Yeah, but according to, do you think technology has changed the way we
yes,
teach,
of course,
we
okay.
teach?
The things are okay. So that school itself, okay. So if it's what's a dogmatic structure,
Yeah,
it's never change. So you can drop in okay something. Okay. So for example, smart board. Okay. So or a new kind of pipette. Okay, so you can, but the inside. Okay, so there is no flexibility. This core. Okay, so it's not adaptable for around the world. But the world around is growing and changing all the time. And that's the reason. Okay, so smartphones came in use and they are knocking on the door of the school structure. Hello, we have this. Okay, so maybe you guys there can think the way how we can use it.
use
Yeah.
this into
Yeah,
learning.
but what we see, okay, so in Scotland, okay, so what we see, okay, so students coming, okay, so and a block for one day, okay, so this, okay, so what are you doing, guys? I just ask, what are you doing? You want to, okay, so people communicate more, have a social life at school, okay, so but this is not to take away this social life at school. Okay, so go out and take a look what they're talking about. So what they're talking about? They're talking about very limited things. Okay, so because uh, the interest is here.
The
Okay,
phone.
yeah, they are curious. Okay, so what others do? But here is my classmate. Okay, I know them. I'm 7 years, 10 years with them. Okay, what is the topic of conversations? So let's do research. What they are talking about. So and now you see. Okay, so what happened? What happened? Okay, yes, of course they are sitting. They are sitting. They have conversation. We pick up, okay, so some students who are good, okay, so can tell, okay, so to everyone, oh, it's a good idea without smartphone, okay, so, and 99%, do we have any research about that? We don't have anything. So I'm so sorry. I'm a researcher. Okay, so I do research, pedagogical research. Okay, show me on a paper some valuable okay so research about social interests and social conversation topics of the young generation. What is very important? Okay, so confusing for me is that teachers don't know what are students doing okay so outside of the school, what are their interests and what they read, what they play, and so on. This is topic like we don't want. Okay, so we see the danger because our structure must be changed. Okay, you must change mindset, you might change your practice in the classroom, and so on, so on. What happened with AI? AI, it's actually okay. So monster, devil, okay. So in education,
Yeah,
so
it is just the same like of recent. There have been a lot of blogs
yeah,
talking about banning
yeah,
uh, phones. Okay, like putting technology aside
yeah, yeah,
from the classrooms.
yeah. And this is under the slogan "Back to the Basics." Just think a little bit, okay. So I think back to the basics. It's a very dangerous idea. I have an immediately question. Okay, so can you define the basics where we go back?
Because when you read the blogs, the teachers or some educators say it is hard for them to monitor these students in class when they have,
Mhm.
let me say, their phones. So that's where they find the problem. So according to you, what do you think would be the solution to something like that?
Solution is very easy. Okay, so use it, but use it. Okay, so don't ban it, but use it. Okay, ask. Okay, so what are you doing with your phone? What games you play? Okay, so do you have TikTok? Do you have something? Okay, so uh, I have students. I had students. Okay, so with smartphone. Uh, I ask, okay, do you have Snapchat? Do you have TikTok? Do you have Facebook? Do you have Instagram? Yeah, 100% they have TikTok. Okay, good. You have TikTok. We have elaboration. We have activity, solving some mathematical problems. Please. Okay, so uh, do reel for TikTok. How to solve this? Okay, so equation, for example. How to draw graph. So uh, uh, deliver your activity out of the classroom in the cyberspace. Okay. Did you try that? Yeah, just asking teachers. No, I don't have TikTok, but you don't need TikTok. They have TikTok. Okay, so you don't need TikTok. Okay, so just give possibility to use this tool and show them this is for learning. Okay, so but we must go back. Okay, so a little bit. This is good question. Okay, so how to use it? Now, first you must actually discuss with the class how we approach this tool. Should we put in an advent calendar there? Okay, so in the pockets. Okay, so and then, for example, if we need, we go and take them. Okay, or we have students who can manage to have a smartphone in a pocket. and then if we want, okay, so if we need, we use it. So this is agreement with the class. You must discuss it. Okay, write on a wall somewhere. Okay, so and everybody see that smartphone for learning, for learning. So and because it's understanding. Okay, so you discuss with students. This is agreement together, and that's the reason why I never had any problem with the smartphone in my classroom. If you don't believe, you don't believe. But I know never. You can ask my students. So this is what is.
So if you're given the opportunity
Mhm.
and the power to change the current education system,
Well, I think
what would you?
I think it's very important to have well, first step. Okay, so um, is updating of educational philosophy of the schools. Okay, so to go to introduce results of the nowadays pedagogical research and go away from a teacher-centered facilitation or teaching learning environment to the students
Student centered
centered. Yeah, because it's collaborative and cooperative
and
learning.
cooperative learning.
Yeah, what is gives best results. Okay, so in anything and uh, learning outcomes. Okay, so comes very high. Okay, so it's what is the first step and number two. Okay, so to set obligation from teachers to have uh, professional development. Okay, so 3 days per year they must use for professional development. And the principals in schools, okay, so they should, at the end of the year, have conversation with teachers and ask what kind of courses they attended, okay, so and how they're going to apply, okay, so learned from courses next year in the classroom. Okay, so this is number two.
The students should get involved in their learning process,
Yeah.
planning.
Yeah. Okay, so you know by yourself. Okay, so about well, this is just example. Okay, so it's good to have Erasmus. Okay, so but uh, how much? Okay, so um, is used uh, in comparison with well used the findings from another school, another structure in your classroom. You know, okay, so it's 99% nothing happened. Okay, so absolutely nothing. It's 1% perhaps. Okay, so some want to do.
So do you see a relationship between STEM and humanistic education?
Yes, of course. Okay, so it's very okay. So because humanistic and in well, STEAM is investigative, and the learning is generally investigative. Okay, so it's connected to curiosity and investigative learning. Uh, it's like a foundation for STEAM development. STEAM subjects, physics, chemistry, biology, geography, and science, general science. Actually, I see a little bit stagnation in that. Okay, so because nothing happened. So we go forward with the same activities and so on. But if you put investigative learning back, uh, it will be very deep. Okay, so curriculum. It will be very wide curriculum. It will be okay. So possibility to create interdisciplinary curriculum, and it's more interesting for students and because it's satisfies a curiosity. Okay, so, and STEAM is okay, so very uh, important nowadays. Okay, so the last recommendations and well documents in European Union sections well they start to revise okay system once again okay so because yeah we don't have people anymore so much who attend to the university to study okay engineering and technology and so on okay, so it's true okay so, and yeah.
Are there some of the skills you would share with your students that that you think would help them the next decade?
Investigative approach. Okay, so when you when you uh, when you show them that how to do research, how to investigate, how to critically think. Okay, so this is for any time, absolutely for any time. Okay, it can be tomorrow, tomorrow, or in future. Okay, so if we live on a Mars, so yeah, I think this is the most powerful nowadays. Okay, so idea. But yeah, mm,
What do you think are the big one of the biggest challenges of making education equitable?
mm.
The challenges in education.
And Chinese, okay, so this is very difficult topic. Okay, so it's a long term topic. Okay, so I think
It's wide.
yeah, it's very wide. Okay, so uh, this goes back to the word humanistic. Okay, so humanistic it means okay, so that we together collaborate and cooperate. It doesn't matter where you're from. Okay, so what is your level of knowledge? But we have a topic in order to do research, investigate about this, and make conclusions. Okay, so it means uh, um, um, equal opportunities. Okay, so for students, diverse students. I mean, not racial. Okay, so level diverse, intellectual diversity as well. Okay, so diversity in a classroom. It's very wide. Okay, so I don't take it like a, okay, so black, white, yellow, green, blue, and so on. Okay, so it's just human beings who are together in order to investigate and find the solutions for the problems and together. Okay, so this is social issue. Okay, so the social issue, yeah, it's it's very interesting topic. Okay, so but I think we can discuss next time as well. Okay,
Next
so we
time.
have a lot of well possibilities
Yeah.
to sit together, drink coffee, and discuss this.
Sure.
Yeah,
That will be our next
yeah,
topic.
yeah. It's extra topic. Okay, so
Next podcast.
because diversity, I have experience to work. Okay, so with different um, schools. Okay, so around the world actually. Okay, so not only in Finland, or Estonia or Sweden, uh, yeah, Belgium, or Germany. Singapore and so on, or Kenya, for example. Okay, so uh, it doesn't matter if you create collaborative, cooperative learning, investigative learning environment. It doesn't matter. It goes okay, so quite well um, to uh, for the students to learn and get back curiosity. Okay, so in subjects.
Yeah.
I think it's
So as we finalize, I would like to give you this opportunity
yeah.
to advise all those people or anyone that is interested to enter this field. What advice would you give them as
Be
you who
curious.
has experience in this field for
Yeah,
some
things are
time?
okay. So it's a lot of persons who have nothing to do with education, but they like to discuss a lot. Okay, so I'll give advice. Okay, so I think um what you need before you need to get involved in education. Okay, so in order to discuss, uh, you need to be curious about the practices in the classroom, good practices, best practices around the world, actually. Okay, so this is very important. Then you need as well, okay, some theoretical knowledge, you know, inside of education. So pedagogy, pedagogical psychology, and so on. Educational psychology, educational philosophy. Okay, so the basics. Okay, so how we approach to the phenomena. It's yeah, because education is phenomenon. So and I think it's important. Okay, so before you criticize something, okay, so uh, um, you must have knowledge about that. Okay, so and when you get knowledge, okay, so about pedagogical phenomena, trends in pedagogy research, in this case, your questions, okay, so what you have right now, okay, so will be answered. So and you are going to see on a structure like something new with a curiosity. So it's yeah, it's like this.
I would like to take this opportunity to thank you for your time.
Thank you, thank you for the
Thank
coffee.
you for the